The role and the very concept of a special prosecutor has come under attack since the very first one was appointed way back in 1875 by President Ulysses S. Grant to investigate the whiskey ring scandal. It was a conspiracy between government agents, politicians, and the whiskey industry to avoid paying taxes. Now, Ulysses S. Grant wasn't directly involved in this conspiracy, but it made him look bad. It made the Republican Party look bad. And so he fired Special Prosecutor John Henderson. Is all of this starting to sound familiar? There was public outcry over the firing, and Grant had to hire a new special prosecutor, James Broadhead. The investigation led to 110 convictions, but never came close to touching anyone in the White House. Now, even though Ulysses S. Grant created the Justice Department and used it to go after the Ku Klux Klan, even though he signed 3 important pieces of civil rights legislation and appointed African Americans to prominent positions in his administration, history has never been kind to Grant because of the whiskey ring scandal that stained his legacy. That is the power of the special prosecutor, who has unlimited resources and unlimited funds and unlimited time, because it's the special prosecutor who gets to decide when the investigation is over. And the scope is almost unlimited too, because he is allowed to investigate any crime he finds along the way. Kenneth Starr was appointed as a special prosecutor to investigate the death of White House Deputy Counsel Vince Foster. But when Foster's death was confirmed as a suicide, Starr's scope was expanded to investigate the firing of the White House Travel Office, the alleged abuse of FBI files, the Whitewater scandal, and the sexual harassment lawsuit by Paula Jones. The Starr investigation finally and infamously caught Bill Clinton lying under oath during a deposition about a sexual relationship with White House intern Monica Lewinsky.
That is not my recollection. My recollection is that I did not have sexual relations with Ms. Lewinsky.
That moment, in August of 1998, led to the impeachment of President Clinton 4 months later. It's been said that given enough time and resources, a prosecutor will be able to find something on you or the people around you, because nobody's life is perfect. Which brings us Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller and his investigation into collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians during the 2016 presidential election. An investigation that started with no probable cause or evidence, according to testimony by former FBI attorney Lisa Page. And President Obama's Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, no fan of Donald Trump's, said he didn't see any evidence either.
I have to say, at the time I left, I did not see any smoking gun certitude evidence of collusion.
And finally, investigative reporter, Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative reporter Bob Woodward, author of the new book, Fear, a blistering look at the Trump White House, told Hugh Hewitt on his talk radio show he couldn't find collusion.
Did you, Bob Woodward, hear anything in your research and your interviews that sounded like espionage or collusion?
I did not, and of course I looked for it hard, and so there we are.
So there we are, with a never-ending investigation that started with little or no evidence and seemingly has the sole intent of bringing down a president. Yes, there have been indictments, convictions, and confessions of Trump campaign officials for tax evasion and porn star payouts, but not one for collusion with the Russians during the campaign. Do we really want a special prosecutor to have that much power, to be weaponized to bring down a sitting president? I get it, I heard you. I know a lot of you just yelled yes at the TV screen, because you don't like Donald Trump, and I get it. But watch out what you wish for, because the next time a special prosecutor targets a president, it may be somebody you do like. I'm Larry Menti. We'll talk again next week.